Right guys, how's it going and welcome back to Fantasy Football. Haven't done a video on Fantasy Football in a little while now. I'm not sure if it's something you guys would like to see every week or maybe every few weeks. So if you would like to see it every week, drop a like on this video and I'll make the effort to get it out weekly. If not, we'll maybe kind of jump in every few weeks or so. But it's been game week 6 now. We are 6 games into the Premier League. Let's take a look at how our league is doing. So we do have a new league leader. It's been 3 weeks since I last made a fantasy football video, and Albert Harms is now top. He got 69 points in this game week and he's 3 points above second place. So if we take a quick look at his team, 2 Crystal Palace defenders, or goalkeeper and defender, Hennessy and Wan-Bissaka, pulling in a fair few points there. Robertson, Alonso clean sheet. Hazard was a good one to have in this week. Maddison as well, who's looking like a good player for Leicester. Mane, Hughes at Watford bringing in 6. Mitro is scoring for fun at the minute for Fulham. Aguero with a goal and Wilson. As for me, I am currently sitting 703rd, which still isn't great. It is an improvement on the last time I did a video for you guys, so I have been moving up the league very slowly. I think it's been about 10 places, so it's not fantastic, but I'm about 130 points off the top. Last time round I was much further away, so although I haven't moved up many places, I am slowly creeping up the league. And as you will have just seen there, I got 56 points for this game week, which was above average. I had some really good players. I had some players who did nothing. Fabianski with 11 points. Obviously, West Ham getting a draw against Chelsea. I had Wan-Bissaka in as well, who drew against my team, Newcastle. Shedrick, 1 point. Peltier, Cardiff player, got 0. I basically risked it on the fact that I thought and hoped Mendy would still play, despite his injury. He didn't. Salah got 8. Ericsson again did nothing. Walcott, after a pretty good start to the season, has slowed down a bit for Everton, losing 2-0 against his old club. Stevens from Brighton came in with 1 point. Aguero, captain, 12. Like I said, Mitro, 8. He's potentially been my best player so far this season. And then I've got Firmino, who again, he has got some goals under his belt now, but he's not bringing in the points I hoped and thought he would. And then as you can see, my subs all got 0 points, hence why Peltier came in, despite the fact he was playing Man City and lost 5-0. And he only played 50 minutes. So I've been talking about it pretty much since game week 2, the wild card. And it's happening this week. That's another reason why I wanted to bring the video back this week, because there's some major changes to be made. So let's jump into the wild card. I'll show you guys what I'm going to do. Obviously, I can continuously change my team until the game week starts this weekend. And as there is League Cup games on tonight and tomorrow night, if anyone gets injured or anything happens in those games, I can still make those changes. So if you guys are looking to make your changes tonight or now, bear in mind, if someone gets an injury tonight or tomorrow night, they may not be available for the weekend. So maybe it's worth waiting until these League Cup games are over and making your transfers on Thursday, Friday before the weekend. So in goal, Fabianski and Foster I am happy with, but they actually both play 2 really tough teams this weekend, West Ham and Watford. So I've taken out Fabianski and I'm going to put in Joe Hart. Burnley haven't started great this season, but they did get their first win at the weekend against Bournemouth, and now they play Cardiff and then Huddersfield. So I think that's a decent choice for a goalkeeper for the next 2 weeks, and then obviously I can rotate him with Foster as the season keeps going. As for defenders, now I had to take Mendy out because of his injury. If anything progresses on that before the end of this week, I may put him back in, but it's really not looking likely he'll be back this week or maybe in for a few weeks. So I'm going to pay him slightly over the odds of what Mendy costs for Walker, so that I can just swap Walker straight out with Mendy when I want to. I want to make sure I've got enough money to put Mendy back in when he is fit. I'm happy to leave Wan-Bissaka in because he's done a great job. He's very cheap. Crystal Palace are keeping a lot of clean sheets at the minute, so happy with that. And then I'm going to put in Alexander-Arnold. Now, I know Robertson is the top pick from Liverpool, but he's £1 million 8.1 more expensive, and Alexander-Arnold is playing every game, and Liverpool have won every game so far this season. So I'm still happy to have him in. Southampton haven't started the season great, so Shedrick, although he did get 12 points at one point against Crystal Palace, he hasn't got as many points as I'd hoped, so he is coming out. And I'm going to put in a Wolves defender, Bolly. Now, he started every game so far, and Wolves have got a pretty nice fixture list for the next few weeks. They've got Southampton, Crystal Palace, Watford, and then Brighton. So, pretty happy with having a Wolves defender in. They've started the season really well since coming up for promotion. And for my final defender, I'm going to go with Fernandes from Newcastle. So, Newcastle have started very poorly so far this season. He was 4.5, he's now gone down to 4.4. And although we played some really tough games, he has been man of the match, I think the most of any player in a Newcastle United shirt so far this season. We do play Leicester this weekend, and then we play Man U. But then after that, Newcastle have got Brighton, we've got Southampton, Watford, Bournemouth, and then Burnley. So the next few fixtures aren't great, but then after that, we play some games, and considering how defensive Newcastle are, I can hope he's going to get a few clean sheets. So the only midfielder I'm actually happy to keep is Salah. After that, everyone is on their way out. My next most expensive midfielder was Eriksen, who really hasn't done enough so far this season to stay in the team. And the first player I'm putting in is Hazard. Now, he is obviously very expensive, but I didn't put him in at the start of the season because he was come back from the World Cup. No one really knew whether he was going to start straight away, whether he was fit and so on. But now he's back in full fitness, getting the goals again. He is definitely the first player in after Salah. Next up, I'm following the trend a little bit. I'm going to put Maddison in from Leicester. He has gone up a fair bit in price since the start of the season, which is slightly annoying, but Leicester have been on some decent form. They scored 3 goals against Huddersfield at the weekend, and you can see why people are putting him in. So I'm looking to get him in as well. The next midfielder I'm looking to put in is Fraser from Bournemouth. Now, 5.9 million. He was 5.5 at the start of the season, so it's pretty annoying to pay maybe over the odds on this guy. If he did drop in form, you could potentially lose some money there, so undecided on that one. But Bournemouth have a pretty decent run of form moving forward. They have Crystal Palace on Monday night, and then they've got Watford, and then they've got Southampton, and then they've got Fulham. So pretty decent run for Bournemouth. They obviously started the season very well. And to finish off the midfield, just a cheap midfielder, I'm going to go for Westwood from Burnley. Again, this one could change. Burnley didn't start the season great, but he's only 4.5 million. Obviously, they won 4-0 at the weekend. And as I mentioned with Joe Hart, they have a few decent games coming up, so fingers crossed he could do something there, and it's potentially going to be him on the bench anyway, so I'm not too worried about that. And then to finish things off up front, Aguero, I am happy with. Mitro, I am more than happy with, and I'm looking at Wilson from Bournemouth as well. Again, like I said, Bournemouth have got a decent run of fixtures. Wilson's been scoring goals so far, so there's no reason you can't keep doing it for the next month or so. I don't really like doubling up too much, and obviously Fraser and Wilson both from the same club. I'm not sure how I feel about that, but in general, I think I'm pretty happy with that team. So let's go ahead and click that wildcard button. And as for team selection, that is how my team is looking. Slightly annoying that Liverpool are playing Chelsea, so I've kind of got Salah versus Hazard. And I've also got Alexander-Arnold on the bench at the moment because I can see Chelsea getting at least 1 goal. But in general, I'm happy with that. I think it's definitely better than the team I had before I used the wildcard. As I mentioned, because I've played the wildcard, I can make as many changes from now until Saturday. So if you guys have got any comments on the team, anything you think I should change, do let me know down below, because I'm always happy to take suggestions. And as I mentioned, the League Cup is on tonight and tomorrow night. So any injuries, I've got plenty of time to get players changed, ready for the weekend. But that is it, guys, so I hope you have enjoyed the video. Let me know down in the comments how you guys are doing in the league at the minute. Pretty much anyone who's made it onto the top page of the league, big up to you. And if you do still want to jump into the league, the code will have been on the screen somewhere throughout the video, so jump in. Alright guys, thank you all for watching. Enjoy the football tonight, tomorrow night and at the weekend. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll catch you later.